Welcome back to the Flashing Badger podcast. This week, we are playing part 2 of Oh Dang, Bigfoot Stole My Car with my friend's birthday present inside. Joining me, as usual, are
Fitz,
Wegs,
Mike.
Thanks very much. When we last left you, we were on the Pacific Coast Highway in America, going south towards California in hot pursuit of Bigfoot in a stolen car. But before we get back to that, I'd like to read you another review that we've got of the podcast. This is about the 40K episode, and it's from Steve Harrison. Thanks, Steve. It says, "Hello, this is Ganal's missing leg. You left me behind, but I found someone else's data slate, and I was able to tiptoe into the Vox chatter and listen to the tunnel fight. I can't be sure, but I think you might have burninated the orc that, well, caused my recent issue. Wish I could be there with you guys, but thanks for the story. And good luck with a desperate flight to safety." That's flight, not fight. "Good luck with a desperate flight to safety while pursued by all those hulking green killing machines. Thanks, Ganal's missing leg. We appreciate the support. If you'd like your review to be read, put one on your podcast service of choice." Now, back to today's episode. Mike, would you like to remind us?
said tiptoed in.
I know. I thought that was very, very clever.
Should we cue the intro?
Sure. Play the music. Right. Thank you. Mike, would you like to remind us who your character is and about his deficiencies?
I am Chad Fourthandown. Chad is an athletic Chad of a man who lives on campus despite being in his mid-30s. And he's athletic, he's a bit of a risk taker, but he's just coming down from a bit of a wig out from a bad batch of syrupy energy drink, where he started to have illusions of Bigfoot walking among us.
It's not like the very real Bigfoot that stole the car, but many fictional Bigfoots.
So that Bigfoot is real.
Well, we shall find out later. I mean, yes, that's the whole premise of the game. He has to be.
Spoiler alert.
I'm Brian Crosling.
Also Michael Jackson, apparently. Yes, I'm Brian Crosling, 4'11", 600 pounds, the world's best driver. Just ask me. I'm on a quest for justice and also my jacket.
He was 4'9" before.
I know. He's getting smaller and wider every episode.
He's getting taller.
Oh, was he?
He said 4'11".
He's
that
now
time.
600 pounds, though. He was 396 pounds, episode 1 of that. Who knows? Who can recall? Fitz, Christos Flavourmade-Brown, my favourite name of the week.
Christos Flavourmade-Brown. Yes, I am party dude and happy-go-lucky guy extraordinaire. Everyone wants me at their party. No one really wants me at their parents' house, though. I'm just a bit of a walking mess. Think of a sort of Matthew McConaughey in kind of all right, but also mixed with a bit of hipster.
Dazed and confused.
Dazed and confused.
There's a party that's happening probably now that is going to suffer from not having the three of us there.
So that's right. Tyler McScooter's 21st birthday party is happening back in Seattle. These guys were on their way to it when Bigfoot screamed away in their stolen car. And little do they know, but men in black government agents are on their trail. And they most recently scurried their way out of a bar fight at a biker bar. And the bartender called and let the authorities know where they'd been. So the forces of good? The forces of the government are closing in. So you've taken off now. You're continuing down the Pacific Highway. Night is falling. Sun setting over the ocean. The three of you crammed into a tiny hatchback. Talk to me about how this is going, Brian. I know it took you a while to find your way through the gears, but going along now, there's air back in the tyres.
Yes, there is for now.
How's the travel going?
Smoothly. We've been playing the Bonnie Tyler best of hits. It's just been side A, side B. The cassette, it just goes in and out and in, and it just
Bonnie Tyler's greatest hit.
Bonnie Tyler's greatest hits. I'm quite enjoying being stuck with people who have to enjoy my company for a change. It's fantastic.
And Christos, how's that been? You in the front seat now?
I am. I'm getting a bit stressed because I've almost finished this case of beer that I brought with me. And Tyler McScooter's party is going on without me. And if a party goes on without me, it just ain't a party. So
Does everyone else feel that way? Or
everybody else feels that way. And on top of that, it was my mum's car that got stolen.
Yeah, remind me about the car. It's a powder blue station wagon.
It is. It's not anywhere near new. It's seen better days. But more importantly, it's my mum's.
I say things that aren't helpful, like, You're in so much trouble when she finds out.
Mrs. Flavourmade is really, really angry. She loves that car. She dropped the Brown after the divorce, I presume.
It's a sore point between me and my mum and my dad. I just want him to call, Dad, if you're out there.
As we eject the cassette to flip it to side B and then back to side A, as it ejects out, you can hear the radio and turning the dial, and it cuts from song to a short snippet of a news report that just says every hen house, outhouse, and then back to another song.
One checkpoint at every hen house, outhouse.
And then cuts back to the next song.
Speed of a Bigfoot in a station wagon is 60 miles per hour.
They stick into the speed limit as well.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's right, it's 45 miles down the highway, but we know he'll do the 15% over. He's known for it. Nobody did the maths on that. Just thought about it.
What is the speed limit? I don't know how miles per hour works. Few do.
Does anyone? Does anyone?
It's between some and a lot. Okay, so
I think there's 12 feet in a mile or something like that.
Big feet or small feet?
I don't know.
so you're cruising along down the highway. Tell me, are you accelerating now, Brian? Are you making headway on Bigfoot?
Yep, fanging it, absolutely pelting as fast as second gear will allow.
And I know Christos has the patented Flavourmade-Brown brand Bigfoot detector.
Yes, I do.
Does that work in a moving car? Or do you have
It
to be
does work
stationary?
in a moving car.
Does it work full stop, I suppose?
It does work. Well, it appears to be working, and so far we're following the beeps quite well. It shows that we're actually gaining a little bit.
Oh, so the beeps, the squeeps, and the pleeps.
It also takes 12 AA batteries that we have to replenish at every stop.
I have to keep hitting it on the side.
Yeah.
Because 12 AA batteries in 1996, that's probably about 17, 18 grand. So,
and you do the thing where you just rotate them. You just like drag your palm across. And
rub them
them
to make them warm.
Yes.
You ever do that? Yeah.
And you put the 9-volt on your tongue to check it's charged.
He's doing it right now. It's weird to look at. Why do you have that in your pocket?
Carry it everywhere. Okay, so cruising on the highway, the sun's slowly setting. Christos, you're a lot of beers in. Are you still alert? You still with us?
I'm still with this, but I'm definitely getting closer and closer to party hard mode. But if there's one thing I really need to do is to find this car, because one, I need Mum's car back, but also if we found it, it just occurred to me, we could prove the existence of Bigfoot without a doubt.
He'd struggle to steal a car, drive it this far, and not leave a single hair behind.
I thought you were going to say he'd struggle to steal a car, drive this far, and not exist. And I was you're absolutely right. 100% true. Okay, so I know you talked before or last week about looking for Bigfoot in secluded areas. So you're probably coming down through some pretty remote. There's some remote country in there, in south of Washington, north of California. A few turn-offs, national parks, and California redwoods and all that. Talk to me about the next place you guys are going to stop and start looking for them.
I'm in the back seat and I'm not feeling too good as a result of my illusions I was suffering. And the occasional car that goes past isn't a car, it's just a huge Bigfoot head that goes through.
Like a novelty monster truck.
Yeah,
It goes.
and I'm trying to play it cool, but the back windows don't go down in this little hatch that we're in. So I lean forward to open the passenger window to then try and put my arm out to look cool and fat arm it, but I'm leaning all the way forward to do it. But Chad's doing his best to look cool. I see a sign ahead.
It's pushing Christos' chair forward, so it's like squeezing him against the dash because it hasn't locked in.
I see a sign up ahead, which is one of those great big marker point signs that says how many miles until prominent destinations. And it's the late 90s, and things that are important to put on signs like this are novelty-sized attractions. So we've got the giant clam is coming up. We have the giant bear paw.
I think it's over in Maine, the giant clam, isn't it?
No, that is the largest clam.
Oh,
this is
just
just
a giant
the
one.
giant clam.
Yep.
And in fact, it's not even like novelty size, this one. This is just a giant clam.
It's like 14 inches across.
Yeah, it's about the size of a wheel.
14-inch wheel.
The size of a small oyster.
So there's giant clam, there's the giant bear paw, there's a fast food attraction joint, and there's also mini golf. They're the four things that appear on the sign.
It's forest-themed mini golf, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
The Redwoods mini golf.
And
We must be getting close to California.
you'd expect the attractions to be really spaced out over, say, 50 miles to give you an idea of what's to come. These are 2, 3, 4, and 5 miles away. So heaven knows what's beyond 5 miles. But I point at the sign as we approach and I say, he's got to be at one of these. Where do you think he is?
Well, as you do that, I check out my AOL printed sheet that I've also got with me. When I look down and say areas that Bigfoot is attracted to, it's warm, dry, cozy areas. And as I look up at the mini golf, it goes warm, dry, cozy beds.
And it's got a windmill.
It's the mini golf small motel resort.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
The fact that it has to advertise its beds are dry, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine staying at a resort that just has its attraction is it's a mini golf?
And I love the idea that, like, if you back onto the golf course, you have to be worried about broken windows all the time. Putters have really got some lift to them. So Brian, I'm pretty sure Christos is going to be. Tell me how that conversation goes, Christos.
I like the idea that I don't, and I just go, he's probably here, and I just yank the wheel.
From the back seat.
Okay.
That to me sounds like a reckless act.
I was about to say, I'd like to see how Brian reacts to the recklessness. I'm going to make the roll on you because you're the driving skill.
Okay.
Your job is to catch the car. No fault of your own, but so you can give me. Just
I've had a
one,
few beers.
Good luck
Yeah,
planning for a drunk in the back seat to grab the wheel.
I've been
Yeah.
anticipating
I'll give
this.
you. You can have a second dice because you're an expert driver, self-proclaimed, but still.
I'm looking to roll over 5 for reckless act. I've rolled a 6 and a 2.
Oof. Okay, so you've succeeded, but at a cost. So you managed to catch the car and prevent it from ploughing into the stand of trees that separates the dirt track into the car park from the
Instantly
main
killing
highway.
us all.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, that's that would end the episode very rapidly. So you managed to catch the car, but as you do, what actually happens is you get the car crossed up and it goes sideways, skittering across the car park and sprays this shower of gravel against the front window of the golf, shattering the office window of the motel. And inside, you can see the sort of attendant emerge from behind the desk. And he just keeps kind of going up and up and up. And he's got like a giant lumberjack beard and he's got one of those lumberjack hats.
That's right. We've already assaulted a lot of people who look like that already, so this will be fine.
So he you see him unclip something from under the counter and he's starting to get out towards you. So you're piling out of the car now. What are you guys doing?
I'm surprised he didn't have it ready after a presumable Bigfoot incident that happened earlier in the car. He's like, I'm keeping my shotgun out now. What else could go wrong today? You grab the wheel. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
I just like the idea of like all in one action, the car skidding to a halt, breaking the window, me just falling out of the front seat and just stepping through the now broken window instead of the door that's next to it and going, excuse me, good sir.
Like a room.
Yeah, that's basically what I do.
Okay, so you're going to go up and you're going to try and schmooze him into
I'm going to go and ask him, quiz him about has he seen any Big's feet?
Big's feet. Give me a roll.
While this is happening, I'm distracted by one of the golf balls that's rolling around the tube because it's come in from the 18th hole and now comes back to the return slot via a tube around the room.
And I love that you're not even just like watching it, you're turning your whole body to watch everywhere it goes. How did that roll go?
It went well. I rolled a 5.
Rolled 5. Okay. I would have thought this was a patient, calm conversation, in which case you need to roll under a 2.
And then it did not go well.
So you walk in and you're like, hey, just need to check with you. Thank you for having this wonderful establishment. It's so nice here. It's so lovely and such a great place. And he's like, shut up, boy. You broke my damn window. That's I can only do one American voice.
What's
that
that
one?
the Kermit the Frog? I've done. Have you seen a Bigfoot? It's like, that's back the way you came. I can't do a Kermit the Frog.
I pictured you walking in oblivious and being like, oh, you got a lot of broken glass.
Yeah. Cleaning ladies' night off, mate.
So he's like instantly furious, and from under the thing you see unclips this axe and just like
Oh, an axe! I was going for the
I
shotgun.
thought it was a shotgun.
no, I think he's very serious about gun control. He smacks the axe down and he's like, you listen to me. He goes, that car of yours is about to start getting some new holes unless you start apologizing now for my window.
I think you should apologise for his window.
That is so great that all you have to do is apologise.
I do start to apologise, and I'm profusely apologetic. Please don't kill me.
You sound like Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
Roll me a Fitz can work his way through all the Muppets.
4.
Okay, well, I think that's pretty genuine. So he's like, okay, he goes, but you have to pay for the window, and you can stay. His accent's disappeared now. He's sobered up. He says you have to pay for the window, and 1 room maximum, 1 night. That's all you get. Now, what else do you want?
Well, I start to talk to him about has he seen a Bigfoot?
Let me tell you a story. The Bigfoot I saw, a little place called Vietnam. There are many Bigfoots.
Vietnam, Massachusetts.
Vietnam, North Dakota. Have you ever been? It's fantastic. And he goes into this rambling story about, Huey insertions into rice paddies, and you're not following it at all. But he's 1,000 yards staring you, and you're trapped there. You're locked in conversation with him. Every time you try and sidle away, he puts an arm around you and pulls you in close.
I try to back away over broken glass, and I just get there.
So Chad and Brian, you're still outside in the car. What are you doing here?
I've jumped out and I'm looking at the course, and I noticed that it's got big bunkers with really smooth sand, but I'm looking to see if there's any obvious footprints in the sand.
Big footprints, even.
Big footprints. They'd be hard to miss.
Brian, what are you doing?
And when you see 2 of them, and then 1, that's when Jesus was carrying him.
And he's hopping? I don't know.
Wouldn't there be 4 and then 2?
2 sets of footprints.
Oh, you meant 2 individual.
Oh, no.
I was like, Jesus has got 1 leg.
That's what I was hopping. It's like
So sorry, Jesus.
I was
never-
walking
how
by
did you lose
myself.
it?
And you go, no, me and Jesus were hopping with the 2 right feet.
He got sepsis on the cross or something and lost his leg. It's
It's
terrible.
the worst psalm to have on the side of the church or something.
He's got one of those Oscar Pistorius legs, so one leg goes much faster than the others. That's all. None of that's making the edit.
glad we're cutting all of this.
Brian, what are you doing?
I've paused Bonnie Tyler. I'm pining quietly, gazing off into the distance for Felicity, thinking about her and her non-existent persona that I've made up in my head. And I start to wonder if we're getting close. Do we need to slow down for the night, or do we need to press on? I might need to speed this up and get an answer. So I meander into the clubhouse to see if Christos has actually got any answers about Bigfoot.
And as you walk in, the attendant now, who's told you his name is Greg, he's like, listen, let me tell you a thing about white phosphorus when it gets dropped in the field. And Christos is there doing the cut symbol. Like, no,
Keep losing characters to the story.
You're getting sucked into his PTSD.
So, Brian, you're pushing in. You're going to interject in this conversation.
Christos, we got to go. Somebody might have found something. Let's go.
Oh, I've got to go.
While they're distracted, can I see if, because this is such a rich business, if he has a VHS security system? It'd be grainy footage.
So you're gonna
Grainy, shaky footage?
You're gonna make your way into the office while they're
No.
no
I'm going to...
through the back door.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to
Into
risk walking through the foyer.
Okay. Well, it sounds to me like he's right there. It sounds pretty reckless. So I'm
does.
gonna need you to give me a roll, and I'll give you an extra one because you're gonna have to force this door open. You're an athlete.
Yes.
And Brian, if you're actively distracting him, the Greg the attendant,
Not by choice.
not by choice,
yeah.
but I'll let that assistance will give you an extra dice. You'll be on 3 dice now.
I've succeeded with all 4s, and because of Yahtzee rules, I believe something really good happens.
Something really good does happen. So not only do you manage to push the door open, but it's a model and make of VCR you've seen before. It's got the shuttle thing that you turn to do fast forward rewind.
Those are so
They're
rare.
the best. They're your favourite. Not only that, but you see in the back office there, ready to be stood out, he's got a rack of like old comic books, well, current comic books, but on the other side, birthday cards. Something a little bit special for you there, Chad.
I got lucky.
Tell me about the birthday card that you pick from this rack, because I'm sure you want a replacement.
And I do that before I even consider the VHS security system now.
Catches your attention.
I look at the rack and there's one displayed front and center, which says, Happy 21st, big man on campus, let's celebrate. And as I reach for it, my hand goes straight past it. And it grabs one of a monster truck with it's bursting through the big number 2 on a billboard.
And it's got a badge that says
Yes.
2 today. And you're like, 2 cool, am I right?
Yes!
People are wanting to talk to a man in relation to a series of sophisticated frauds in the National Park region over this past summer. The fraudster, dressed in an allegedly stolen park ranger hat, will approach young families as they enter the park and ask them to pay a park entry fee, handing them a registration form. Whilst the families are distracted with the forms, the fraudster eats their children. Mike Yokel from the Park Service.
This is clearly a scam. The National Park Service will never charge you to enter the park. We just want folks to know that...
The man is described as being 7 foot tall with a hairy beard and body and wearing no other clothing.
He is not a sworn ranger. Please do not be fooled by the hat.
This fraudster has also been linked to a series of picnic basket thefts in the area. If you know anything about this man, contact Crime Stoppers. If you see something, say something.
Excellent. All right. So then the video, rewind the video there, and sure enough, you go back and it shows a station wagon pull in and disappear into the shadowy far side of the motel premises where you guys haven't even looked yet. And you see the car go in there and you see this grainy, out of focus figure get out and do this big loping, sort of wrists forward, shoulders hunched walk that is so familiar to you from the Bigfoot material you've studied. And on those slides you've projected at your meetings that no one's attended. What are you going to do with this? How does this make you feel?
You can see the excitement on my face, but the shot isn't just of my face. It's one of the security cameras in this room showing me. And it also shows that I'm wearing the badge with it sorted. I've taken it off the card. I've looped back around the outside and I'm running to the front of the property. And I'm banging on the side of the car like a drum, trying to get their attention. And I'm calling them back over because I don't want to be sucked into the vortex of the lobby conversation.
Yeah, it's got a 100% kill rate so far, that conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, you see this drumming from outside, you extricate yourself?
Yeah, we do. I think I'd do something mean, like, I don't know, point out the window and shout, "Medic!" And I just, like, run.
Oh, no.
Poor Greg.
Poor Greg.
Greg pulls his lumberjack hat down over his ears and fetal positions behind the counter.
I like the idea that he grabs the axe and just goes back into action. Yeah, save yourselves, and pushes us towards where we want to go.
Oh, good old Greg.
Good old Greg, I like it.
Screaming the lyrics of Fortunate Son.
Yeah. As he does it, your tape goes back on and goes, "God, Betty Davis," and you go, "Oh, yeah."
But as it pans across as well, like the different mini golf courses, it shows the sign and it has the Forest course, 18 holes, and has Creedence Clearwater River, whatever. It's the water course.
Then the Escape from Saigon back 9, and you're like, oh, that seems thematically inappropriate.
Hanley Hilton? I thought they closed that place down.
All right, so you guys run out.
Yeah,
and
follow
Chad's leading you.
I'm like stumbling over my words. I'm excitement, VHS tape, grainy footage. You gotta believe me. And I'm showing stills, images of like old Bigfoot propaganda posters.
Vote Bigfoot. Vote Bigfoot, number 1.
Bigfoot needs you.
The car, your powder blue Mitsubishi Outback Forester
Nissan
Stanza.
I'm sticking with station wagon. Yep, sure.
He was here. I didn't check the time on the footage and I didn't check it against my watch to know if it's accurate. But all I know is he went this way at some point recently, over near the motel rooms.
I remember what's in my pocket. I go, "Oh my God, I'll see which way he's gone." And I grab a beer out of my pocket. And then I grab my Bigfoot tracker. And I scan it towards the rooms.
Oh my God, there's 2 of them. Well, as you point south, the thing starts beeping. As you point towards the rooms, nothing.
Oh.
South, beeping. Towards the rooms.
Should we see if he used the minibar? I bet he didn't pay. If he stole a car, he wouldn't pay for the minibar.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to go check out those rooms? There's 3 rooms. That's all there is. It's a small motel. 3 rooms in a row.
I'm surprised I don't have more people staying at the mini golf resort.
I think the broken window cost is prohibitive.
What do you think, Brian?
It's not flagging there like that he's there, but it may give us a clue.
Yeah, so a hint as to where he might have gone. And I think we've come this far. We've already spent hours in conversation with poor old PTSD Greg. I think we can spend...
It's the black of night now. There's like amazing stars overhead.
But we're
It's
still of the
beautiful.
belief that we'll make it in time for the party. That's the beautiful thing.
Yeah. Felicia can wait. No, wait. Felicity.
Felicity.
I wrote that down from last week. Just to be
Felicia T. She can wait another couple of minutes while we check out the rooms.
Done.
So
That's
let's,
right.
Yep. Yeah. Let's
Soulmates can wait.
Yeah, correct. If she's truly my soulmate, she'll wait for me.
Spoiler, she isn't.
Thanks for ruining the game. Also, you can't know that. Just because she doesn't know I exist doesn't mean she doesn't love me.
It's very true.
Yeah, what, do you want to take a room each? Or what do you want to do?
Oh, we're going to stay the night.
No,
Needs
we're
to
Check
search.
the bunk.
We're checking the rooms.
Let's check the room that we think that you saw him go into.
No, didn't you see him go down towards...
He
Well,
just
I'm
saw him disappear down the side of the
I'm
mountain.
starting
sorry.
to panic a little because I was at the end of my wig out. I'll laugh if it's someone else in a station wagon and I've seen Bigfoot in the footage. But let's just head in that direction to the front of the 3 rooms and see if there's
Okay,
any.
sure.
Done.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're there and you can see that 2 of the rooms, you can look in the windows, the curtains are wide open, and there the beds are made and there's no sign. It looks like they're ready for a new guest.
Are they notorious on your fact sheet for tidying up their room before they leave?
I'll start reading this.
It's going to be 15 minutes, he's quite hammered. So you the 3rd room, the curtains are drawn and you can just see a little crack of light coming from underneath. What's going to happen? What are you doing?
Could be
Chad.
something reckless.
I was about to say, Chad, it seems like you're at the front and you're pretty
Yes!
known for being reckless. What do you got?
Chad stops a couple of yards in front of the door and he squats down.
Is yards American for meters?
That's what I thought. Is it not?
Yeah, I don't know.
I try and cater my words for the American audience.
Thank you. If you're listening to us from America, thank you. Please leave us a 5-star review telling us what geography we got wrong.
I don't think they use stars in their
Oh.
system.
Use 5 stripes.
Yes.
I stop a couple of yards in front of the door.
Yep.
And I squat down and I put one hand down on the ground and I lower my head. Sadly, Chad doesn't have any protective gear on, but he doesn't know that.
Yep.
And he calls out a few random phrases like, Hannah Montana.
Not a thing yet.
Blue 32.
And then I charge headfirst into the door.
Oof. Sounds reckless.
It is reckless.
I think you're probably ill prepared, but prepared nonetheless. I'll give you a dice for that.
I'm certainly athletic.
Sure, I'll give you 3 dice. Why not? I like to see people succeed.
The best part is I've succeeded and I've rolled a 2.
Excellent. So you're welcome to ask me a question. Any question you would like.
Do we collude or do I just fire something
Just
at
fire
you?
something at me, I think.
I want to know if Bigfoot left this location, how long ago in minutes he left.
Bigfoot's only 20 minutes ahead of you.
Oh.
And he left.
He's in the bath.
He left, but you don't know it yet.
This is horrible for whoever's on the other side.
I like the idea of you and I go to knock. And we just hear this, Blue 32, Hannah Montana, Billy Ray Cyrus, hot! And we just turn around and see him running towards us.
Just shoulder and head impacting this solid door. Yeah, well, one of the rules in this game says I'll let you change your action, but I'm not going to let you do that because it's too funny. So,
Yeah, I like it.
so you smash into the door and the door flies, like just straight off its hinges, like the movie door where it just falls down flat on the ground and you tumble inside the room. And when you get inside, Christos and Brian, you stick your heads around the corner and he's picking himself up from the corner, but there's you see all the bedding has been taken off onto the floor and arranged into like a nest. And there's clumps of long brown hair in there. And this, to a Bigfoot aficionado such as yourself, you'd know this is classic Bigfoot nesting behavior.
And a nightmare to get out of the drains.
That's right, you have to hope he hasn't showered.
Yeah,
You've got
that's
it.
right. Is there anything in the nest?
You can search through it if you like.
I think I do.
Sure. Well, you have a look through and you find one, half of a coupon ripped off, and you recognise the macaroni elbows on the corner. That's the one for a foot rub.
That's my coupon book I was going to give to Tyler McScooter for his birthday.
No, that's my coupon book that I was going to give to Tyler for his birthday.
I thought it was going to be the bury the body one. And I'm like, he's cashed in the coupon and he's murdered someone.
This Bigfoot's out of control.
I just realised that within that is a free foot rub. That will be a mayhem on a Bigfoot.
Oh.
It's really not worth a coupon
No, you have to just one foot at a time. It's
Yeah.
not for the pair, mate.
when they're hopping through sand.
I just love the idea of Bigfoot walking around with a coupon that says, thinking like he can use this to cash it in, like it's
Right,
just some
Trying to
random
thrust that
stranger.
into people's chests and they're just
he's
screaming
walking up,
wildly.
going,
Yeah. I don't know what Bigfoot's
Yeah.
understanding of legal tender is. He probably thinks
yeah,
he's
true.
hit the rich.
I'm happy that I think that Bigfoot was here. Because this is my coupon. This is classic nesting behaviour.
Yeah.
I think we're close.
There's probably a book of matches for a local nightclub or strip club that he's left behind as well.
With a number
That's
on
taking
it.
us in the wrong direction. We're backtracking now.
With a number on it that starts 555.
Of course. 555 1238.
Don't ring that number.
Please don't. Now that you know he's been here, I'm going to get all three of you to roll me a dice. And we're going to go highest to lowest.
4.
4.
2.
Okay. Well, Mike, you've had it. You haven't had it before. Wegs has had it twice, so I'm giving you the advantage in this one to reroll. So, Mike, you get something nice. What have you found here that's helpful to you? Apart from your birthday card, you've already got that.
I've found a journal that Bigfoot has accidentally left under the pillow on the bed.
Ooh.
And it's his itinerary.
Ooh.
He has lines through some locations, including Seattle. The next line down says, south of Seattle petrol station. That's got a line through it. The next
famous-
line down says bikie bar south of petrol station, south
Yep.
of Seattle.
And then
And then next
California
line down-
mini golf motel.
Yes.
Yep.
And then below that, which isn't crossed out yet, it says,
Hollywood, California.
Damn it.
And when you flip to the back, there's a few in there. It's all in Bigfoot language. You can't understand it. But you do see there's the calendar for this month. And today's date is circled like 10 times in red pen. You don't know what it means. How could you? Bigfoots do
it
not
means
think
he
like
understands
us.
a calendar system.
Well, it's true. It speaks to a system of organisation heretofore unknown. All right, so who rolled lowest out of that? For
I
me,
did.
that was Fitz. Fitz, unfortunately for you, Greg now has made this panicked phone call. He's concerned that someone's invading his golf course after you called out medic. So he's on the phone. He's on the phone to the authorities. And again, as the phone call goes through, you hear and it cuts across. And the man with one earphone on his ear is, sir, we've got another one. It's at the Redwood, California mini golf and motel resort. He's like, not the motel mini golf resort on Pacific Highway. He's like, the very same, sir. We got him. We've triangulated him in. And in the distance, you can already hear of the helicopters coming, which has set Greg off.
I was about to
even
say,
more.
poor Greg.
Poor Greg.
The government's
is having
watching him now.
He's having a really rough time of it. But you know from your Bigfoot literature that this has got to be them. They're coming for him.
One of the helicopters on that infrared cam is looking as it's approaching the golf course, and he sees a series of holes out behind the clubhouse and just makes the comment to the other pilot, being like, that's the Saigon back 9.
But it comes across like,
Take the shot.
what?
Take the shot.
Take it out.
All right, so you know now the chase is on. You can feel the heat come around the corner, and don't ever have anything in your life you're not willing to walk away from in 10 seconds flat when you feel the heat around the corner. Everybody knows that.
Sandra Bullock, The Lake House. That's the movie's from, isn't it? I was like,
Wait, is it from Heat?
yes.
Can you do the slide whistle noise? Are you missing the joke, please?
Oh, damn. Because I only get like 1 in 10 of your film references. I was so excited. I'm like, surely it's not Sandra Bullock.
When we listen to the edit, this is going to be gone.
It'll be
He's
gone,
going to be
absolutely.
cut to make it sound like he's like, ha ha, heat. I recognise that.
I will say anything and then I'll crop your laughter from elsewhere and
Yeah,
put
I
it over
love
the
it.
top.
All right, so you, Christos, this is setting alarm bells off for you as well.
Yeah.
Because your, I know your blog has been a bit big on the one that you follow, the AOL one, has been big on government control of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Rumors about Bigfoot being a government agent. Bigfoot's a cloned alien yeti, stuff like that.
He's a cloned alien, yet he still walks the forest.
Absolutely terrible, and I
Yeah,
love
thank
it.
you.
Comedy gold.
So what's the plan? What are we gonna do?
I warned these two. I said, that's the government coming. We got to get him quick before they do. I want my car back.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Chad's like, the government. I know those guys.
I've applied to the army 9 times. Been rejected every time.
Because I'm too awesome.
It's like your badge says, too awesome.
Do we jump in the car?
Yeah.
To go? Yeah.
Okay.
I think back to the car.
Unless there's a better vehicle in this car
Yeah,
park,
actually-
as I look around.
Yeah,
Well,
Another golf cart. No, with a security guard.
he drives past.
He's got his arm in a sleeve.
You just hear the crunch of gravel and it's moving at 6 miles per hour.
And he's on the old fashioned brick mobile phone going, yeah, Mum, I've taken a quieter job just at a golf course. The mall's too much. Way!
And now we're blindsided again.
It takes the full 25 seconds for you to pivot your head from right to left of him passing in front of you. As he walks past, he gives you the side. As he drives past, he gives you the side eye of like, I know you.
I know him from somewhere.
You're that guy who tried to rescue me from a golf cart. You're the two who stopped him. All right, so well, in the car park, there's like it's an out of the way motel car park. There's only 3 rooms and there's no other guests. So there's a Lamborghini Countach parked in lime green. But you look at that and you quickly decide there's only 2 seats. That's not going to work for you.
Oh, yeah.
And next to that is a group of 3 dirt bikes.
Oh.
Or there's your car. What are you thinking?
I've grown quite attached to this car, and I also don't think I'd fit on a bike. I think we stick with the car.
There is. I can
Oh,
confirm
yeah, he's
there's
over 600 pounds.
there's no tape deck on the bike either. So
Oh, well, that seals the deal.
Yeah.
I just slide back into the...
As we're hopping back into the car,
I really
it's a little hatch. I look over my shoulder and see in the tiny boot space that there's 3 other presents. So this old man and his friends were on their way to a party.
the next RPG we're playing is the old man pursuing the people pursuing Bigfoot.
all the tags on the presents go, happy birthday, Tyler. And you're like, oh no.
He's not getting
His
any
grandparents
presents.
were coming to visit him.
In like 5 years' time, when we full circle back to some of these RPGs, can we play this as Bigfoot being chased?
Oh, just news captions in the background. You'll be on some derelict space freighter, and they'll be like, "You're from Earth now." That'll just be a clip of this podcast. All right, so you're back in the car, you speed away, and as you spin the wheels to take off, the gravel all flicks into the side of the Lamborghini Countach, breaking the windows, and we just cut to Greg running outside with like his hands, and he's like, "Ah!"
Just imagine as we're getting into the car, there's the emergency 20-minute glass repair store, and he's just wiping it down as he's just installed it quickly. And then
Putting his little sticker in the corner to let everyone know
I
he's
was
coming.
picturing him and his friend that just lifted it off the truck, and you guys drive straight in the middle of it. Awesome. So you take off down the highway, and it's not too long before you can start to see the lights of the Hollywood Hills coming into view. I don't know how Hollywood looks when you come in from the north, but in this story, the Hollywood sign is visible because I choose for it to be. And you're confronted by the sprawl that is Los Angeles. You're completely bypassed San Francisco. That's up there somewhere. I don't think, Bigfoot doesn't fuck with a rock. Am I right?
I just imagine.
His hands with Bigfoot in Alcatraz.
And we have to break him out with the help of an old jailed SAS agent.
That's right. Yeah. So, I only know one man who can do a Sean Connery and a Michael Caine accent. All right. So,
is the virtue.
Welcome to the Rock.
Why didn't you do that one the first time?
I did the Connery fine. I can't do Kane.
no, you don't know who he is. apparently.
Sasquatch.
Apologise to anyone who lives in Scotland. Right, so you make your way, the Hollywood Hills come into view, and you see the sprawl of Los Angeles in front of you. What's the plan here? How are we going to... You come up towards Griffith Observatory there, famously on the hill looking over the city. How do you...
An
Gonna pull up
observatory, you say?
Going to pull up and stop there? What are you going to do?
Well, can I check the boop, boop, boop?
Yeah, it's pointing south and now a bit off to the east.
What's in that direction? Is that the
Los
observatory?
Angeles.
Yeah.
The dreams of 1,000 broken youths. Okay, so you see you're at the hill, the observatory now. What are you going to do? How are you going to help track down Bigfoot
First
from
thing
here?
we do is reenact that scene from The Terminator with Bill Paxton.
Brian's immediately disrobing. He's like, I'll be Arnie.
Wash day tomorrow. Nothing clean.
I have an idea on how we can spot him, and I say we can see him from the observatory. And as we drive up there, we ignore the fact that the observatory exists, and there's one of those viewfinders that were popular in the 80s and 90s.
25 cents.
Who's got a quarter? Yeah.
Yeah, but no one has a quarter to put in it, so I'm just looking down the iron sights of this thing and panning around.
Oh, no, we go up to a tall, strange man who's loitering nearby. Say, excuse me, sir, do you have a quarter we could borrow? it's Bigfoot. He looks.
But he's wearing glasses,
He's
so you don't
wearing
recognise
a
him.
trench coat and a hat and glasses.
All right, so you got to, and it's not a well thought through plan.
They rarely are with me.
No. So are you actually going to do this? Is this going to be your primary method, Brian? You're going to let this run, that looking over the top of some tourist glasses is the best way? You happy with that?
I think I'm not above like asking strangers for a quarter to put in the.
Unfortunately,
I
there's
was
no...
hoping he would be and he'd have a better plan.
It is the depth of night. There is no one around. And it's still the still air. You can hear the beeps and the honks of Los Angeles. You can see the cloud of smog settled over because it's, the 90s.
It's not great chances we're going to make this party, but I still think we can.
I still think we can. I think we just keep driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that Chad has no concept of time or how to tell time.
Yeah.
Either, so.
I can say all this from the back seat and you guys just ignore me and keep driving.
Why did we stop at the observatory?
Well, you're trying to observe Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We stop. We think that's how you observe Bigfoot.
Makes
Just by
perfect.
going to an observatory. Okay.
So, Christos, I would say you've got the most Bigfoot knowledge here. Why don't
Yeah.
you take the lead on the telescope?
No, you were like, let's go into the observatory. We'll observe Bigfoot. And no. Let's I'll look.
Yeah, good call.
No, let's just keep following. We're gaining on him. I can feel it.
Bigfoot have fleas. Fleas bad. Bigfoot itchy. Bigfoot sad. 4 out 5 Bigfoot doctors recommend Acme brand flea collar. Simply walk up to human camp. Make sure they no recording evidence. Make self known. Eat humans. Take remains to local vet and trade for Acme brand flea collar. Or perhaps fancy hat. Bigfoot like hat. Bigfoot no like fleas. Fleas die. Humans die. Bigfoot happy. Buy Acme brand flea collar.
Okay. So you bypass straight into the car park, stop out the front, wait for 5 minutes, look for someone to borrow a quarter from, realise you can't, straight
Take off
back
again,
out,
yes.
and you're now down into the depths, into the suburbs of like 90s Los Angeles, and it's proper urban sprawl, and it's all stormwater drains and gang activity, and sorry to anyone who lives in Los Angeles, but this is how the media makes it look. And you drive down Hollywood Boulevard, and you can see all the stars, Bigfoot detector in hand.
Yep.
It's beeping faster, but it turns out that's the air pressure temperature
Oh, yeah,
thing
yeah, yeah.
on the
Oh,
dash.
for the tyres.
The slow leak has caught up to us again.
Okay.
All right. I feel like we're getting closer. But it's getting more difficult because and again, apology to anyone who lives in Los Angeles, but as the media puts it, there's many people on the sidewalks dressed in looking weird outfits. There's Spider-Man.
So
there's
we're going past Skid Row.
There's I
oh, no,
thought we
oh,
were going
no,
past
through the
Radio
entertainment
Drive
bit.
with the stars and the thing.
Funny you should mention that, because as you turn down on the side streets, your detector's now going nuts. The Bigfoot patented Flavourmade-Brown detector. And it's not patented by Bigfoot detector Flavourmade-Brown. It's the Flavourmade-Brown patented Bigfoot detector is going nuts. And you see it pointing at this like quite glitzy hotel just near Man's Chinese Theatre, because that's one of 3 Los Angeles places I know. And you see all these people pouring inside there, and the detector's lighting up when you point it at the doors.
I think Bigfoot's inside there, guys. I think Bigfoot is in the hotel.
Depends what show's on at the theatre.
Is it an awards
The
night?
Net with Sandra Bullock. I think I'm a few years late. I think it was 95.
Shawshank Redemption.
No, yeah, Shawshank.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Shawshank's on, but no one's watching it. No one's been to see it. It's bombed.
Oh, Forrest Gump. That was in 98, I think.
It's true. In fact, there's queues around the block for Forrest Gump. There's no chance of getting into a showing. You see Man's Chinese Theatre, there's a big queue out the front, but opposite is this quite glitzy hotel, and there's a stream of people going in and out. And your patented Bigfoot detector is going ballistic when you point it at the hotel, and nothing when you point it over at the theatre.
I think we yell at Brian, stop! He's in there. And I think just like any sort of chase movie, we just all pile out. And even though there's a queue of people to get in, we just kind of run past them
Yeah.
in this rabble of a mess that we look. You in your Letterman jacket, me in my hipster outfit, you 600 pounds and 4'2" of you or whatever it is.
Can I shake the concierge for information, and while I'm shaking him, tickets to popular shows are just flying out everywhere and sporting
It's like
events?
a whole book for cats. And there's, well,
Why would cats go and see the
Broadway.
Lakers play?
So you're gonna go up and assault the concierge for information? Is that your
Sure
plan?
am.
Have you seen a Bigfoot?
As I push kick him.
So Christos, you keep running past this concierge inside. Where are you going? Where's your first?
I'm just following the beeps as they get louder.
The beeps, the reception lobby is this big open. It's got that nice rich sort of burgundy carpet and the overhead chandeliers. And right down in the distance is a lovely marble check-in desk. Off to your left is a little bistro, and dimly lit, and you can just plumes of cigarette smoke pouring out of it. And to your right it says Grand Ballroom Private Function.
He's American. He'll be at the buffet.
But you can see there's no one. And
I'd like to apologise to the American listeners.
when you point the detector towards the ballroom, it goes nuts.
I think I just screamed, guys, he's in here. She's in here.
So Chad, roll me your dice to see how your assault on the concierge goes.
It's not planned, but I'm athletic. Can I roll with that?
Yeah.
A 4 and a 3. I've passed.
Okay, so 2 successes. So you're like, tell me where, like Batman style, tell me where Bigfoot is. Where is she? He's like, the redwoods, tell me. And finally, he's just pointing. He's just pointing at the ballroom. He's like, okay, he's in there, he's in there. You're obviously going to hook back up with Christos and relay this.
I've just dumped the poor concierge on the ground. Tickets have gone everywhere. Our phone, like off the hook, has sprawled as well.
Yeah.
I can hear a voice just. And I scatter through. And there's someone that I can pass without even having to interact with them. I push them in the back as well, and they launch their luggage everywhere.
And Brian, are you just tagging along with Christos as you get to the front of this ballroom, or have you branched out on your own?
No, I've tagged along with Christos. I've seen Chad violently assaulting people, and I thought, look, I stole a car from an innocent old man. I'm not in a position to judge.
So you're feeling remorse about this. You're
I'm
capable of
starting
human remorse?
I'm starting to develop a moral conscience, but also there's a chance to violently assault a Bigfoot. So, me and Christos, we link arms. We say, it's time to end this.
His slight remorse at this point will be in his favour during sentencing when we're convicted of all of our crimes.
So, Your Honour, at the very last moment, out of a sheer sense of convenience, I felt a tiny bit bad.
So you open the doors open to the ballroom. You push the doors open.
I feel like we do it rather ungracefully.
Oh yeah, it's like you. First of all, there's one door rattling and it doesn't move, and then the other door, and from outside the guest can just hear, no, it's pull, it's pull, it's pull, and then the other door tries, and finally like one of them sort of half opens, and you sidle through this tiny gap, and it's like Brian. It's like it's like Winnie the Pooh in a hole. He just has to get like pushed through. But you get inside, and the first thing you see, Christos, when you walk in is like Marilyn Monroe. You see Marilyn Monroe standing there, and you're taken aback for a second. You turn to your right, and you see Batman, like the 1960s Adam West Batman. And then just beyond them, there's a guy in a Dick Tracy outfit. And you realise you've stumbled into a giant costume party. And you can see no less than 3 Bigfoot in the distance. Varying heights, but all towering above the crowd.
Oh my God.
Do I happen to see one with a blonde wig? It's like a Bigfoot, but clearly a lady Bigfoot.
Yeah, one of them, of course.
Amazing.
I think what we'll do, and I'm picturing the scene like any crappy 90s bro movie, something like that, is that we do the whole, the last minute. You take those, you take that one, I'll take the one on the left, you take the one on the right, and we'll try and figure it out because we're running out of time to get to this party.
It's now like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
The party is clearly going to be over, but again, you guys don't have a great sense of time.
It's one of those ones where the goal now is so abstract, but we cannot deviate from it.
And I was barely paying attention because I was spiking the punch while he was telling me about it.
with knockoff import Thai energy drink that hasn't been reviewed by any drug administration.
Yeah.
Split up and each
Take one each.
confront a
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
And so we're sort of keeping eyes on each other in the crowd, but we're going towards a Bigfoot each.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do this the simple way. I want each of you to roll a dice for me. Just roll 1 dice. Okay.
I've rolled a 1.
I also have rolled a 1.
Okay, I'm going to get Wegs and Mike to re-roll for me. Fitz, you've got a 2.
Yes.
I've rolled a 4.
I've rolled a 2.
I've rolled a 3.
Okay. Wegs, you're down the middle there. I'll get you to go first. So, Brian, you approach your Bigfoot. You slide up through the crowd. How does this
I'm fixated on getting my jacket back. This is my one chance for love with a woman who doesn't know I exist. Felicity, this is all of my hopes and dreams are pinned on this moment. So I spear tackle Bigfoot from behind, roll him on over, and I'm...
Sounds reckless to me. Roll me a dice.
No! Look, possibly a tiny bit. I've failed spectacularly.
He's rolled a 1.
I've rolled a 1.
You crash tackle Bigfoot, and Bigfoot immediately falls back into this end of a table with a bowl of punch on it, and the table flips and the punch bowl goes up in the air, and you see it launch into the crowd, and you see it land on this guy in this blue uniform with all these ribbons, and you can tell that's Chief of Police McNamara of Los Angeles Police, famously intolerant of crime. And he's like
Not someone dressed up like him at the party.
No. He's an unimaginative character. He's turned up in full uniform. He's like, costume party, that's for communists. So he's like, you can already see he's furious, and you're shaking this Bigfoot by the chest hair, and as you're shaking the Bigfoot mask is like each shake slowly shimmering off until you see this bespectacled dude underneath with big lifts in his shoes. What are you yelling at him as you're shaking him?
Give me my jacket back.
And what's your reaction once you realise he's a Bigfoot imposter?
Good joke, wasn't it? Thanks for playing along and being such a good sport. Anyway, see you later.
And where's your hiding place of choice now?
In the crowd, obviously. I just...
You're below average crowd
Well,
height.
absolutely. Yeah. So I'm going to quickly dismount from my violent assault against this poor person and hide in the crowd.
All right. Fitz.
I'm going to approach this a bit differently. See, my experience with Bigfoot is they're just misunderstood. In fact, one of the main reasons I'm after Bigfoot is because once when I was partying real hard, I wandered out back to have a bit of a tinkle, and I had a very brief kissing encounter with what I can only imagine, and what I swear to this day was a giant, beautiful, hairy Bigfoot. I wouldn't say I fell in love that day, but she wandered off into the woods and I never heard from her again. And I just want to prove that she's real and that the love I felt was in. As I get closer, I grab 2 champagnes from the waiter as I was past, and I spin her around and I say, "It's me, honey."
That was a guy in a waiter costume dressed up. He's like, "Hey, my drinks."
They're plastic. They don't even contain anything.
All right, roll me. You've thought about this well. I'll give you. You're an expert smooth talker.
Yeah.
You've prepared it.
Yes.
You've got the champagne. So I'll get all 3 dice. You can have those.
2, 4, 5.
So you get a 2. So you can ask me any kind of question you'd like.
Well, I guess the only question I really want to know is this lady the real Bigfoot?
Oh, you're going to find that out in a second anyway. Should we ask some
I love
shit?
it. It's so good because he can change his action.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you spin this person, or I'll answer you directly. No, it is not. But as you spin this person around, the gentleman wearing the Bigfoot costume is so utterly taken by your actions. He's like, he leans back into your embrace until you're like dipping him in like a tango. Unless you want to change your action.
No, you know what? I almost kiss him straight away. It's me, honey. I do the dip and I go for the big kiss. Champagne still in hand, and it's passionate.
And as soon as you dip him, you can see the gaps around the eye holes, but it doesn't even matter to you. You've been so fixated for so long.
Probably only realise about halfway through the kiss that it's not the love of my life.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some. So as this is going on, Mike, you've got Bigfoot number 3, who you can see has sort of moved as you're catching up to them, is moving off towards this side door that goes off to the cloakroom. How's Chad going to react to that?
Chad is pushing through the crowd, following the Bigfoot's wake. And on my way through, there's someone dressed as Chewbacca. And I grab a couple of fistfuls of Chewbacca's fur on the way through. And then on the other side of me is a table with a cheese fondue. And I dip the fistfuls of fur into the cheese fondue. And I slap them to my cheeks so they stick on.
Yep.
And all of a sudden I'm in this blue and white varsity jacket. And I've got the collar up and I've got this great big fur stuck to my cheeks. And I look like Teen Wolf.
Oh, I was about to say, is this a Teen Wolf montage?
Yes. And I run forward and I grab him by the back and I'm like, "Bigfoot, it's me. There's something I got to tell you."
Ooh. Sounds like a fairly reckless plan.
It certainly wasn't planned.
Oh, I don't know. I'll give you some preparation points for the old cheese fondue whiskers.
Yes.
I'll give you 2 dots.
A 4 and a 2.
Oh! A question.
The question I have for you is how close are the government agents?
You hear the sound of helicopters overhead. And if we cut the camera up to the top floor, the ropes come down and the
they're
guys
fast roping.
they're doing as they come down.
One of them
onto
doesn't
the
have
roof.
gloves and he just screams as he fast ropes down.
Smoke coming out of his hand.
He gets to the ground, his hands are gone. He's got stuff.
Just sort of stubs.
Yeah, they're landing on the roof as you speak, and you can just faintly hear this, but the power of omniscience has granted you that they're...
Amazing. Now I've had a fail and a success to go along with my 2.
That means you're going to succeed, but at a cost.
I love it.
So Bigfoot spins around.
The cheese is hot. It just melts in the
I've got birds as well.
Bigfoot's instantly struck. You can see in Bigfoot's eyes that this glimmer of recognition recognizes you from the car. Probably thinking, it's that guy who bashed that security guard for no reason.
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
I stopped his car and he
News
beat up a
reports about
security
them all
guard.
day.
And Bigfoot cowers. And I would say the price that you've paid is you've put the fear into Bigfoot. Feel like a big man, Neil?
I do feel like a big man. I am the Bigfoot.
Who's the Bigfoot now, you bitch?
Amazing. Am I still allowed in action here?
You are still allowed in action.
Amazing. I grab him by both shoulders. I point over at the one that Christos is kissing and I say, there she is, you big kahuna. That is your bodacious Bigfoot babe. You go to her and we're going to Tyler McScooter's party together and she's your bodacious date.
And you can see Bigfoot just melts with this look. He realizes now the mistakes that he's made and he embraces you in a hug. And just happiness, his tears of happiness. So arm in arm, you walk him over to the new Mrs. Bigfoot. I think is an accountant from the valley wearing a costume, but it
Nigel
doesn't
Pennyworth.
matter. Not anymore. He's Mrs. Bigfoot now.
Yeah.
And walks you out and sort of sorrowfully, Bigfoot explains to you. Are you going to give him his journal back?
Well, I look across and see on one of the tables a lava lamp is plugged in next to another punch and is bubbling away. And I'm like, is that my fucking lava lamp?
Bigfoot looks at the journal and points at the date and says,
My birthday.
Bigfoot's birthday today.
Oh, now I feel very small.
But you've given Bigfoot the gift of love and a lava lamp. What could be better than that? So Bigfoot sort of shamefully gathers the 3 of you in his arms and takes you out to the back car park where you see, sort of smoking and with a flat tyre, you see your station wagon there. And Brian, I'm sure you've got something to do in the car. Scurry over and open the back seat and find your jacket.
Find my jacket, look through the pockets. Christos's present is still there with his name crossed out and mine written in. I think, oh, thank God. I'm still in with a chance.
There's just two coupons missing. There's the foot rub one and there's
And the dead body one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. I've thought this through. This will be enough. I quickly run over to the Sigma that we previously stole, retrieve Bonnie Tyler's greatest hits, and bring it over.
Of course.
Can I request as well that whilst we were leaving that room to go to the car park, you saw the fast roping agents like land and then start tasing the Chewbacca?
Down, man, down.
We got him, sir. We got him.
We got Cold Brown Horizon. What do they call it?
Brown Horizon.
Brown Horizon, we've got him. So, as Bigfoot's there, Bigfoot obviously tells you sorrowfully and tearfully that he's never had a real birthday. And this was his chance. He saw it and he took it and he's very sorry. So, are you gonna give Bigfoot a lift back to
Well,
Seattle?
there's room in the station wagon.
The mini golf hotel where he's previously booked a room. We can give him a lift back there, I'm sure.
It's the honeymoon suite now. So you put costumed Bigfoot, Mrs. Bigfoot, and Bigfoot. They climb in the back.
Yeah, we all squeeze into this tiny little Nissan Sigma.
We got your station wagon now.
No,
Yeah.
we got
Yeah.
your mum's
You got your
station
parents'
wagon
cover.
back.
Yeah.
And it cuts to an officer typing the report of our offending, and then he adds in kidnapping for the poor Bigfoot lady.
No. Well, the Bigfoot lady.
I like to think the Bigfoot ladies
I think the Bigfoot lady, you know what?
found the power of love.
He's an accountant. He got invited to this party accidentally. This is the most fun he's had in a while. He decides to go with the flow. His wife's been telling him, "You're not spontaneous enough." Three kids have rocked up. One covered in cheese fur. One 600 pounds and 4'5", but looking a bit dicey, wearing a white leather scorpion jacket.
It's a vinyl jacket.
Vinyl, sorry. And another one being a giant. He goes, "You know what? Spontaneity. Where's the next party, guys? I'm going to come with you."
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I love it. So you park back in your station wagon, your last scene, going off into the sunset as the men in black are.
Sunrise? It's the middle of the night.
Yep, sunrise. The metaphorical sunset, but
yes,
the far more
proverbial.
literal sunrise.
We can still make the party.
Yeah, and it's actually, it's 11 a.m. by the time you leave. It's clearly over. But, and you just see, as you're driving out, you see all the SWAT vans are like parked around the front of the lights on, and they're hauling out
driving around the back.
this fully netted Chewbacca. just heave-ho. And you even see that, from where you are, you can see the zip down the back of the costume.
My name's Dave! It's my party!
I work at the mayor's office. And he gets through and he's like, "Take that man's name." Gets lofted into the back of the SWAT van as you disappear up the road. Right, I think you've all had a happy ending there. I think your goal was to help Bigfoot meet a babe.
So yes, my goal for Chad Fourthandown was for Bigfoot to meet a bodacious Bigfoot babe.
My goal was to prove that Bigfoot was real because of the encounter I'd had earlier, and no one believed me.
And
My goal was to get revenge for the theft of my jacket, but I got my jacket back and I inspired love in a Bigfoot. So I think I'm going to consider that a win.
I think it's a
isn't
win.
revenge the love we put into Bigfoots along the way?
Look, no, but thank you for sharing.
Oh my God, is Brian Crosling like Ryan Gosling?
Maybe.
Oh my God, if you just got that.
Can't
Bad
believe
at
that.
this.
You've had a whole week to think about it from the last episode as well, and
I haven't
nothing.
stopped.
Fantastic. All right, so I don't think there's anything more to say. I think you've had your endings.
Yes.
Do you want to give me an epilogue, or are you happy with it? With the metaphorical.
I think Dan the accountant has left his wife and children and run off and now lives with Bigfoot in
Yeah,
the
did
woods.
we get that late 90s, here's where they are now for the
Yeah,
characters?
just a single line of text. It's like
Yeah.
What happened to Greg at the mini golf?
Oh, yeah.
it says.
Invoiced for 3 windows and a Lamborghini.
I think he was doing all right. He had a Lamborghini in there.
Yeah,
mini golf
It
business.
was leased.
as a result of the Bigfoot intervention at his motel, the IRS investigated Greg and discovered his motel.
3
had
dirt bikes, a Lamborghini.
He's made $6.5 million undeclared last year, and
In quarters.
Poor Greg's now got into custody.
I like the
What
idea.
happened to the security guard?
He got a...
What happened to the security guard?
I'm thinking... I don't know. I'm just thinking...
We last saw him at the mini golf course with his arm in a sling.
I
He
like
was
to
the one
think-
that reported Greg.
I like to think because of exactly that. He's put the report in, and he's now been promoted. He's now a full federal agent. He's achieved his
No,
goals.
he's taken over running the mini golf.
Well, that's how inheritance
yes,
works. Yeah, of
yes,
course.
yes.
He's taken the mini golf.
He got his boss arrested
And
and, now
Greg's
he's the boss.
I love that he's changed the Hanoi Hilton section of the mini golf course now to be like the golf buggy mayhem section,
Yeah.
the physio recovery ward from broken
He's
arms.
set up what he thought was like dodgem cars, like bumper cars, but it's actually just golf carts. And so small children are just driving golf carts into each other.
That's right. He goes bankrupt within a year
Yeah,
from all the
yeah.
public liability.
Yeah,
suits.
perfect.
Tyler McScooter, his party with the 3 of you not there was excellent. It's the best party.
You didn't have to do that. That's the worst.
It would have been a bust.
It was the best party ever. And at one point, someone asked, "Hey, where's that guy who's always creeping on?" And he's like, "We don't talk about him." So you were remembered there, Christos.
I'm not the creepy one. He's the old guy.
That was all of us. When you said that was all of us.
That's
true.
That's
It's
We
true.
arrive in time to pick up cans off the front yard.
We take them for the recycling.
Oh, I was helping them clean up. But I could use the 5 cents.
I'm going to give myself an epilogue here and say we found Bigfoot, and I explained my encounter, and he told me that actually that sounds like something that his cousin once told him about the love of her life that she never got to see again. And he puts us in touch, and we fall in love. We have a little baby Bigfoot, and I instantly turn into Dad of the Year. Stay home Dad of the
Do you
Year.
get a mug for that?
Yep, I've got a mug saying
But
world's best dad
it's
/ foot.
It says it's
Dadfoot.
and it's in
Dadfoot.
Bigfoot language, so it just says.
And we just have that really stylized white picket fence ending where saying goodbye while she goes off and does the skulking around the forest or whatever Bigfoot do for tourists all
You stay
day.
at home,
And
you've
I
got
stay
the
at home with the apron going,
1950s apron.
handing the brown bag with the lunch. off
She
as
just
she
comes
goes
back
off to
with a
work.
handful of berries on.
And she goes and scares hikers.
Yeah, exactly.
that's right.
That's it.
Must be good money in that. All right, I think we're done. Thank you very much for playing. That was ridiculous. I had a ball.
The crazier it got, the funnier it was.
That was ludicrous. I loved it.
This was meant to be a serious game. None
Yeah,
of
that's
yeah,
right.
we've ruined it.
This was about the impact of cryptozoology on the
The
environment.
writer of this RPG is like, what have they done?
I could just imagine
Bigfoot
it cuts to that guy with his one earphone thing going, I think we've got another thing on the phone. And he just goes, you shut up. I'm done with this.
So, on that note, this game has been Oh Dang, Bigfoot Stole My Car with my friend's birthday present inside. It's by Paul Matashevich. Sorry, Paul, I mispronounced your name. It's on Drive-Thru-RPG. You can pay what you want. It's great fun. Jump on there. There's an affiliate link in the podcast, which helps us get a small serving of your $0 that you may
Yeah,
pay.
no extra charge to you guys, but it's a little kickback for the channel.
And it helps us monitor that people are listening and interested and having fun. And yeah, look, if you've enjoyed hearing the game, it's really rules light. It's really fun. Definitely jump on there and check it out. As always, I'm going to ask if you would like to leave us a review. We'd really appreciate it. In-universe reviews are our favorite kind, and we're going to read some out every episode when we can, as we did at the start of this one. We have our channel Discord, which is a really good place to get involved. It's a really friendly, welcoming community, and we talk about what RPGs we're going to play. You can make suggestions and tell me where I went wrong. Also, we have a Patreon going, which is a lot of content from the painting channel that comes over. It helps you get into the monthly draws and giveaways that they have. But even if that's not your thing, there's outtakes and different things from the RPGs that are great.
As well as our commercials that we video record and the intro videos as well to let you know what's coming. It's a behind-the-scenes sneak peek that no one else gets.
Absolutely, it is. Thank you for coming. It's been great having you. Again, thank you to my players, Fitz.
Fitz. See you later.
Yep, thanks. Wegs been blast.
And I've been Mike.
And I'm Gordon. Thanks again. We'll see you next time when we're going to be playing Everyone is John.
Legend speaks of a man who saved the world with just a stroke of a brush. You may know him by name. He's the badger with a magical touch. Flashing badger, flashing badger. All right, flashing badger.